Go.
Most of you may have used a sewing machine in a home ec class in high school, but have you considered the different kinds of sewing machines? Treadle machines may seem outdated, as there are plenty of high-tech machines out there today, but they're really fun to work with and they're beautiful antiques. I've used my Treadle machine mostly to make quilts. And for this, you're going to need fabric, scissors, thread, pins, and of course, the Treadle machine. I've broken it up into 3 basic steps. The first being getting the machine set up and threaded, ready to sew. Second would be getting the fabric ready. And then the third would be just getting the treadle started, which may take a little bit of practice. We'll start by setting up the machine and threading it. So as you can see, it looks kind of like a table. But as you open it up, you'll see that the sewing machine is right in the table. And it's a really heavy machine as it's older. Then, after you've got the table opened up, you'll have to get the belt around the wheel down here, which is what makes the machine spin and the needle go up and down. Once that's ready, you can thread it. Now, if you can come right in here so they can see on the large screen, all sewing machines are different. It's important to look at the manual to see how you thread it. But for this particular machine, you just kind of go through all of these loops. So you'll go through this loop, and as you can see, it's a complicated process. You can look up YouTube videos, or it gives you pictures and step-by-step instructions in the machine, which makes it a lot easier. So once the thread is through the needle, which can be tricky, maybe with better light. Alright, you can get the fabric ready to sew. So I have chosen 2 pieces of fabric. They're both 5-inch squares. They're called half square triangles. And you will place them the right sides facing together. So this is the right side and this would be the wrong side where the seam is shown. And you will just pin them together. You'll pin them together and then you'll just put them underneath the machine foot. And the machine foot, there's a lever back here and it should be lifted up. And then you'll move this lever down and it will hold the fabric in there. And that helps the fabric feed through so you don't have to move the fabric through. And it also keeps the thread from bunching up. Many of you said you'd use a machine like a sewing machine to mend clothes, but I wouldn't really recommend it with a treadle machine because it'd just be a lot easier with an electric machine, and I'll show you why. It's because it takes a bit of getting used to and getting it started. So now that we're all set up to begin, I'm going to show you how to get it started. Treadling. Most important part of treadling is making sure you get the wheel turning in the right direction. For this machine, the direction is towards me. So when you get started, where to put your feet, if you could come in and show them on the large screen, you will put your feet like this, and then you will pedal them. So you move this foot forward and this foot back. Then you have to make sure that this is going in the right direction, so you'll get it started and then pedal. And it's important to keep a good rhythm, because otherwise it stops like this. So once you get the rhythm going, you try to keep that rhythm up and sew until you're finished. To stop the treadle, on my machine it's pretty stiff, so if I just stop moving my feet, it stops sewing. Otherwise, you can stop it by hitting this. So these are the basic steps to getting started on a treadle machine. It takes quite a while to get used to it, but it's really fun once you get it started, and there's a great sense of accomplishment when you finish a big project on such a machine. The important things to consider when using a treadle machine are the basic ways to get it started and how to thread it, which is, again, different on every machine. Fabric choice, pattern design, and then just getting started and keeping a good rhythm. on the treadle. Otherwise it starts and stops and it can get all bunched up and difficult. So in conclusion, it's a very important skill to learn because let's say you have a deadline coming up and your power goes out. Well, you can use your treadle machine.